What I love about New Albany is the 4th of July parade.
Sports.
Starbucks. My other home.
Very supportive to my business, and I think businesses in the area kind of all look out for each other.
Everything.
Oh, hold on. Check. Yeah. Error user. User error.
See here, I was about to brag about having somebody who knows way more about this than I do.
We're in.
And then you don't have the microphone plugged in or the headphones.
All right. Now
Cool.
we're good.
All right, awesome. Jean Luc, man, thanks for coming on.
My pleasure, Justin. It's been too long.
Yeah, it has. It has. And so as I said, I was going to brag about having somebody who's way more experienced than me. But it never fails. Like, it doesn't matter how many times I do this, something's going to go wrong at some point.
Yeah, you got to track the wires and do it all over again every time. And next thing you know is my fault. So my apologies. We're starting a little late, but it's all good.
That's all right. So yeah, you tell me, like, we'll go as long as you want. A lot of times I'm like, man, I better wrap this up. We have, got jobs outside of this.
It's all good. I mean, yeah, I'm pretty wide open book. So you ask me whatever you need to ask.
All right.
So we'll get to it.
Yeah. So I got to start with, so I try not to do a ton of research, and just cause I think it makes for like a more, genuine conversation.
Yep.
But I did start with some of your fights.
We had to go there. Huh?
Yeah. So Ava, who helps kind of like with the production of this, and you got to meet Ava. She's like, who are you having on? She doesn't know anything about hockey and so I was like, here, just watch this. I was sitting here watching your fight. So we don't have to start there, but so you, so let's just tell the audience a little bit about you. So you're a New Albany resident, from Montreal, right?
Yep.
And played professional hockey, played for the Blue Jackets.
Correct.
Cover the Blue Jackets.
I do now.
All right. Yeah. You got a podcast.
I am on
a podcast.
Yeah, I have an actual podcast, and unless you are French Canadian or speak French, it would be hard for you to follow what we're talking about. But yeah.
I watched some of your clips. My French background. I took a couple semesters in high school, learned absolutely nothing. Learned my own, I had my French name. I could say Je m'appelle Guy. That was about it.
So Guy is your French name?
That was my French name, yeah.
Justin to Guy, okay.
I don't know why.
Because Justin exists too, right?
Yeah.
So Justin and Justin is the exact same spelling.
Yeah.
But French teachers, sometimes they try to be fancy.
They do. We got to pick a French name.
Yep.
And I think I probably chose that because it was the shortest one I saw. But anyway, so I go off to college, and I got to take a placement test for French. Because it was a liberal arts school, so I had to take foreign language. And I'm like, man, I don't know anything. But I'm like, I really want to do well in this so I don't have to take as much of it in college. I sat down in a room of probably 100 kids, and I wrote my name on it, Justin, not Guy. And I started reading the questions, and I just was like, I stood up, turned it right back in, didn't answer a single question. So
that was all French?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a hard language.
It is.
It is probably one of the hardest language to learn. So it's Latin based, right?
Yep.
Just like, English and Swedish and German and many languages. But it's the most complicated one.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, you do English, in English class here, you learn how to write. And once you're in college, it's like, why are you doing English? You know how to speak, you know how to write. Yeah. But they still keep going. In Canada or in France, you actually learn the actual language all the way through your last year of high school.
Oh, wow.
Actually learn it. That's how complicated the rules are. They're backwards, forwards. I mean, it makes zero sense unless you're born in it and you spoke it your whole life. So even for me, when I don't speak French all that often anymore, unless I'm on TV, back home, it's extremely difficult for my brain to get back to French because although I grew up with it, I mean, I've been in the States for, the last 28 years.
Yeah.
So my French is not gone, but it's definitely not as good as it used to be. As in English, you can kind of just pick it up halfway through your life and get away with it.
Yeah.
In French, you might look like a fool if you're not born in it. So, I mean, you can get around, but it's just a hard language. So I could completely get why people tends to go towards Spanish and all these languages. But I will say, having lived in different countries, in my household, my wife, she's American. She's from Cleveland. Like when we went to Sweden, I was the first one to pick up Swedish. And when we're in Germany, I was the first one to.
I bet.
Because, with English and French, a lot of words are similar, but with other language, you pick up even more.
Yeah.
So it was much easier for me to understand.
Yeah. Not my experience. I enjoyed it. I liked the teacher. She was in high school. She was great. My college professors were not as fun. I just barely got by.
Well, my son's going through French right now in college. He's at OSU, and he's doing actually really good. And to be 100% honest, I do not speak French to him. When he was a kid, when he was way, way younger, I only spoke French to him. And by the time he was 2, he still wasn't talking.
Yeah.
And then we end up meeting with his speech therapist here in Columbus when we got back from Europe. And they're like,
stop speaking French to him.
Pretty much, right? And they're like, well, give us a little bit of your background. And we're like, okay, well, he was born here in Columbus and his dad is French Canadian. My wife's like, I'm American. And she's like, well, where do you guys live? I was like, well, we live in Columbus, but we spent the last 2 years in Germany. And he's like, okay, so did you interact in German? I was like, well, all the shows on TV were in German and it was surrounded by.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, his brain's confused because you got dad, me, speaking French to him because I want him to learn French. My wife's speaking English to him and his sister. And then, he's surrounded by Germans. So it just took, and that kind of freaked me out.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I'm done. And from that day forward, I didn't speak French to him, which is now, I kind of regret it, but he's taking it in college. And without my help, I mean, he's acing everything. So he's doing his part. And I'm pretty surprised, to be honest with you.
Good for him.
But it's about being confident with it. And it's all about confidence. It doesn't matter what the language, English is not my first language. And I remember when I first came to the state, I knew ketchup, toaster, and maybe car. And that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
And, you threw me in a room with 20 guys that spoke a different language. I didn't have a choice, right? So it was like I just forced myself, watch TV, watch the movies I grew up watching in French, watch them in English, just to try to pick up some words here. And you can't be afraid of making mistakes. People will understand that.
Yeah.
So that's all about part of embracing, because nobody wants to look like a fool, right?
No.
That's the bottom line. You don't want to look like a fool, so it doesn't matter what you do in life. If you don't have confidence, I always tell people, fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
That is the same thing with a language. You might get the odd look here and there, and they might laugh, but they're laughing with you, not at you, hopefully, and that's the way I look at it.
So I work with especially this time of year with the holiday lighting. We've got quite a few Spanish-speaking guys, and so I've got all the things like the lighting related that I can communicate with them. So I'm picking up a little bit of Spanish, right? And just the ways that we can communicate. So things that you wouldn't whatever. So I'm thinking, I'm like, cool, I could speak a little bit of Spanish. So I go to a restaurant or something and there's a Spanish speaking person. So I try and start speaking in Spanish with him. And I must have done well enough that he assumed that I could speak Spanish.
Yep.
So then he just just goes off in Spanish. And I'm like,
Hey, that's step number one. They replied in Spanish and not in English. That means, you know what? They're embracing the situation.
Yeah.
And that's what you need, right? Because, once you go down to, Mexico or any Hispanic country, most likely you're not going to speak English. So, that is going to come back at you. So now you're ready for it.
I can pick up a few things out of it. But yeah, we did go to Mexico a couple of years ago, and it's interesting to take what you just the cultural dialects to it too, right? So depending on Spanish is not everybody it's not all this. It's just in the United States, right? You know better than I, but English in the South is different than English up here. But so it's interesting.
Yeah, it's I got a funny story about Mexico, as you said that. we go to like Cancun or whatever, Tulum, whatever, every year as a family. That was a vacation. And when young, probably like 10 years ago. So he's 21 now. Probably when Denon was 11. We took him over there and we're like, hey, he's like one Spanish word a day and we'll give you some iPad time.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay. So we go for breakfast and the lady comes and, she brings breakfast and Denon looks at her and we're like, remember, thank you. And he's like, yeah. He's like, namaste. And we kind of look at him like, what did you say? It's like, namaste.
What is he learning?
It's like, where did you learn that? So like, till this day, that's like one of our big joke. Every time we go to Mexico,
namaste.
It's like, yeah. But he had so much confidence in the way that he said it. The lady kind of just look at him and she smiles. She's like, okay, thank you. So it doesn't matter what you say. It's all about,
That's awesome.
the eyes and the way that you can give the message. People will get it.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Yeah. I was just rolling around saying Buenos dias and Buenos noches, and I didn't know which was which. So just trying to like take a guess at it or wait for them to say it and then repeat it back to them. Like, is it morning or night? I don't know.
Come on.
Yeah.
Night and noches. I mean, that's when sometimes learning another language, right? Like French.
Helps you.
Yeah. Because dias, dias day. I mean, that would have been, how did you mess that up?
I don't know.
All right.
I'm not very good. I told you.
Should we restart?
No, hey, you were talking about. Listen, nobody wants to look like a fool, but I'm pretty good at it.
That's awesome. Hey, as long as you embrace it, it's all good, right?
I've never thought about it like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, nobody taught me that.
Noches, night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
That's the way my brain would function anyway.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can be way off depending on the language.
Yeah.
I remember I had to do I think it was in Sweden or in Germany. I had to do a full-blown commercial.
Oh, man.
In a different language. And I just came from Germany and then was playing in Sweden. And I remember when I did the commercial in Sweden, which is not my native language. I literally got there 2 weeks ago. They're like, hey, we need you to shoot a commercial in Swedish. It's like, I don't speak Swedish. They're like, oh, we'll give you the lines. And I start reading them and stuff like that. And during the game, it comes up on the Jumbotron and all the Swedish boys are just giving it to me. They're like, dude, seriously? You sound like you're German. And I was like, wait, hold on. I sound like what? They're like, you sound like you're German. And I started thinking, I just came off from playing 3 years in Germany.
Yeah.
And you don't realize it just in the dialect and the way you pronounce words. I picked it up and I sound like a German. And I was like, oh, I'll be damned.
That's crazy.
Right? So it's kind of crazy.
That's too funny. So, man, you've been all over the place. So let's start with, like, what's it like growing up in Montreal?
I mean, fantastic. Honestly, it's a big city, which is kind of one of the reasons why I love Central Ohio, because it is so quiet. You think of Montreal, you think of a city. It's similar to Toronto, not quite New York, but busier than a city like Chicago. Yeah, it's a big city.
Oh wow, okay.
It's a big city. It's long commutes. I mean, I remember I was going to a private school. It took me about an hour to get to school every day, and I was there till 5, and then I wouldn't get home till like 6:30 at night every day. So it's a big city. I mean, you can find everything. I mean, you want to go skiing, you want to go skating. I mean, there's every single amenities you can think of. It's a lot of culture, multicultural city.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you have everything. So it's, they call it like the melting pot here in the U.S. I mean, Montreal is the perfect example of that, right? It's like you have, Italian villages, German village. You have every single community, any kind of food you want to get, you'll be able to find it. And there's a large Haitian population there as well. And a lot of people ask, why such a large Haitian population? Well, my parents, they went to Montreal my dad was in medical school there, and my mom, she was a nurse, so she came to Montreal, but it's because the language, the French language. And you look, it's so cold, right? So a lot of Haitians go to Miami. My parents, they elected to go to Montreal simply because the language transition was easier for them.
So they came right from Haiti.
My parents immigrated right from Haiti to Canada.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I was born there and spent the first, 16 years of my life in Montreal. And then I moved at 16 years old. I moved way north, almost on the border of Ontario there to play ice hockey in juniors at 16, 17, 18, 19. And then 20 years old, I moved to the States and signed my first professional contract. And I've been in the States since 1997. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's been a
while. You
while.
have been here a long time.
I know, yeah.
What's that? What's the junior experience like? And so, because I think like in the States now in hockey, that's becoming more common, right? Where you got to go where the good hockey is, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's odd because what basically happened is I was playing, it would be the example of like you're playing high school hockey here.
Yeah.
Literally playing with my buddies. And then there's a draft, right, for the junior, which typically you get drafted at 17 years old. Well, I got drafted in what they call an underage draft at 16. And I just got taken out from home and said, hey, now you need to move to this city the next year. My mom was crying. She literally thought she lost her son. It was a big adjustment because at 16 years old, especially when you don't expect it, take off your stuff and go live. You go live a few hours from home with a different family in an environment that you're not familiar with.
Yeah,
it was definitely a big adjustment. You're 16 years old, being surrounded by 20-year-olds all day long. You don't realize
grow up fast.
It is a big gap, right? It's you're not quite there. You're in your head. Physically, you're definitely not there yet, right? Because you go from playing with people your own age to playing against, men, literally. I still remember the first time I walked into the locker room and I walk in and guys have like beard and I'm like, what's that on your face? This is my dad has one of those. That's kind of cool. So it was definitely a big adjustment, but that was kind of part of the journey of the process. But it's not like I grew up thinking I'm going to play in the NHL one day. It's one of these things where I think my parents kept me grounded enough that, it was school, and hockey is just a hobby, not like you can be as passionate as you want about it, but you cannot put all your eggs in one basket and say, hey, I'm going to be a hockey player. So that's the way I approached it, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So that's why it was kind of like very surprising for me to be, in that position, but hey, it worked out.
Yeah.
But it was, growing up in Montreal, it was really cool. But now, every time I go back in the summer, I'm thinking, I was like, man, I wish I was just on 270. And, I was there. Just,
See, me, I think Columbus is like the big city. It's like,
it's nothing, right? So I'll tell you. So the suburban area where I live, where I grew up, because I was born in Montreal, but then we moved to the suburbs.
Yeah,
is about as big as Columbus.
Oh wow!
So it's about 1 million people on that island. And it's a suburban part of Montreal, just to give you an idea. So
perspective.
That is, to me, Columbus is, you can find everything you want. There's no doubt about it, but it's not like a big city because I did the big city thing. I did not enjoy it.
Yeah, I mean, I've been to New York and I'm just not built for it.
Nope.
It's just too much.
I get straight up anxiety when I go to New York. It's nice to be there for 24 hours, but get me out. But, there's something for everyone. And for me, I like quiet. I like peace. I don't like traffic, as I've said multiple times now. But it's you don't realize how good you have it until you go somewhere else.
Yeah. So what lands you in New Albany? You said your wife's from Cleveland.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
We're at what part of Cleveland?
West side.
Okay.
So it would be like Sheffield Lake, Avon Lake area. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So,
okay.
See, I'm almost like a Clevelander now. Yeah. West side.
West side.
I never realized. Cleveland is literally East side and West side. It's like two different worlds, right?
100%.
So yeah, she's from the West side. Her whole family's up there. But what landed me in New Albany? Convenience, honestly. So I think I was 23 years old when I first came to Columbus. I was in Buffalo. Yeah, I came to Columbus around 23 years old, and my first season with the Blue Jackets. So that was in 2000, the inaugural season of the Blue Jackets. Came here, and I lived
25 years already.
I know.
That's
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
I lived in Grand View area.
Okay.
The first season, and then at the end of the season in April, I ended up buying a house in New Albany. And the reason for it is like the airport, right, was so close. And from where we were where we were taking the plane was not like the main hangar. It was like a place called Millionaire on the back end.
Yeah.
It was a straight shot into New Albany. I didn't even have to get on the highway, so I figure it was nice and convenient. But yeah, that was in 2001.
Wow.
So I've been in New Albany for 24 years.
You're an OG Blue Jacket in New Albany. Because there are plenty here now.
Yeah.
There's a whole pocket of them.
Yeah, it's funny because it kind of went like this, right? The initial year, a bunch of us were in New Albany. I mean, it was me, David Verborny, Lyle Odeline, myself, Marc Denis, Serge Aubin. I mean, I can think of like we were all there.
Yeah.
And then after 2005, a lot of guys went into the Dublins.
Yeah.
For golf, right?
Yeah.
Dublin. And then a lot of people start going to Upper Arlington. And then now everybody's back in New Albany. Yeah. So it's kind of funny to see like how it went, up, down, down. So
no, and I think it's cool they like you guys kind of like move together, right? It's for somewhat.
Well, players talk, right? It's kind of like anything in the corporate world, right? If you come here to work for, I don't know, like Safe Light, right? And everybody lives in Dublin, kind of like naturally, as people come in, it's like, hey, what part of town you live? Well, I live in Dublin, right? Okay. Well,
I bet
it's the same thing with hockey players.
And I'm sure the players' spouses all get to know each other. And yeah,
absolutely. And it's a small community. But again, convenience is the key, right?
Yeah.
So the way most hockey teams around the league work is they'll have a practice facility somewhere, and then they'll have their stadium for the games. Yeah. Right? So, and most of the guys live by the practice facilities because you practice way more than you play games.
Yep.
That's where you get your training. That's where you get your care, all that stuff. But in Columbus, because traffic is not that bad, everything is downtown. They have the practice rink and the main arena attached.
Yep.
So you're always going downtown, but you don't need to live downtown because traffic is not that bad,
doesn't take
right?
you long to get there.
Like in New York, the practice rink is about 45 minutes north of Madison Square Garden.
Oh, wow.
So if you live downtown, it's great to go to practice, to go to games, but then you have to commute, an hour north and then an hour back to your place. So because Columbus, not the railroad system, the highway system is so efficient that you can live wherever and then still make it downtown.
Yeah. It's funny, I joke all the time, like if I have people from back home or guests or whatever, friends come down, it's like, how long does it take to get there? And I'm like, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes. How long does it take to get there? Like, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes. Like everything's like, you can get anywhere in about 20 minutes.
Yeah. The loop is amazing. I still remember the first time I came to Columbus. It was before Apple Maps and all that stuff. I remember I took a map and I left the hotel.
Was it MapQuest?
Oh, no. I didn't have map.
Oh, like a real map.
I had the navigation in my car, but I was like, I'm going old school, right, with the book. And I saw this 270 thing, and I was like, I got in my car, and I just went all around 270. And now, I've been doing real estate for like 15 years now. And that's one of the things I always tell clients, right, when they come from out of town. They're like, how far is this? Just like you, 20 minutes. Here, 22 minutes. Here, 25 minutes. I mean, 25 is pretty much the maximum time.
Yeah.
And that's talking like I'm going from Grove City all the way up to like maybe like Mansfield. Well, not Mansfield, but like Upper West Side there, Jerome Village or something like that. It is so convenient to get around east, west, north, south, and all around.
Yeah, and the traffic's really not bad.
No, it's not bad.
It's not bad at all.
Yeah.
No, not compared to like many cities where traffic just becomes a nightmare.
Absolute nightmare. And it's the infrastructure, right? Because Columbus has been growing, but the infrastructure was already in place, right?
Yeah.
And they gave room there's enough room for that infrastructure to like expand too. You look at just 161 here in New Albany, right? I mean, I still remember when it used to was it doubling Granville?
It's like the old 161.
Yeah, to get to Granville. And I remember and then all of a sudden there's a highway, right?
Yeah.
Well, if there was a bunch of neighborhoods built all up there, you wouldn't be able to do it. And that's a problem that a lot of those big cities have is you cannot just go plowing through a neighborhood to expand your highway. But here they left enough room and it wasn't developed enough to do that. So it's been great.
Yeah, it's really cool. So let's talk about real estate. You brought up real estate.
Yep.
So how long have you been doing real estate then?
Since 2009.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's been a long time. So I started in real estate in 2009. I technically started a little bit before that. There was a lockout in the NHL in 2004. And it was like a full year with no hockey. And I kind of always had a passion for real estate, but never really knew how to go about it.
Yeah.
So I was flipping houses here and there with a buddy of mine. And I was like, man, this is so cool. I'd love to get my license one day. And then went over to Europe. And 1 year after playing in Germany, I started thinking about like after hockey, what am I going to do?
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Because, as a player, you think hockey, or whatever sport, basketball, and you think you're going to be the one guy that's going to play till he's 45 years old, and it's going to be all great.
LeBron James.
Yeah. And I was like, I need to get my mind going. And I was like, I'm going to try real estate. So I remember in the off season 1 year, I came back and I said, I'm going to go get my real estate license. So went to school, got that done. And it was great because in the off season, aside from training, I didn't have any obligation, and I kind of just shadowed an agent once I got my license. And literally, the thing with real estate, it takes a while to build. First of all, relationship, because it's a relationship business, but also like just your business. It takes a while to. So if you're like, I need a paycheck next month, you don't get into real estate. All your friends and your buddies that you think are going to buy a house, they're not necessarily going to trust you because you don't have the experience. So I had literally I think 3 years where I was just in the office, learning, following people, starting to make connection, but not having the pressure of getting that income.
Yeah.
So that's how I kind of built my knowledge about the market, about everything that was going on in real estate. And then once I retired, that's when I really dove into it. And I said, all right, now it's time to get going. And that transition was super easy simply because I had time on my side. It was not like, hey, you need a paycheck tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
And now that's when you're like pushing when you shouldn't be pushing and doing, not being, true to yourself and serving your client's best interest. So, and I've been doing it ever since.
That's awesome.
Even with the Blue Jackets gig, I still, go on listing appointment and buyer's appointment and showing homes around Columbus. So it's been a great source of income, but more importantly, it's been great connections because, listen, if anybody can understand the challenges of moving, it doesn't matter if it's me. I mean, I grew up in Montreal. I moved to Rochester, New York, to Buffalo, New York, to Columbus, to Atlanta, to Washington, D.C., to Sweden, like 3 different cities, to Germany, 4 different cities, to Finland, back to the States. So my kids bounce from schools to school. I know the challenge of finding schools for you. I know the challenge of finding a place on time for your spouse. I mean, I've been through all of it, so I can understand the challenges more than pretty much anyone else because I've been through it and I saw my wife go through it. So that's what I really enjoy. It's just like it is so fun to take people through that journey, and sometimes people freak out, and I'm able to calm them down because I'm actually speaking from past experiences.
Yeah, so you're the go-to agent for people out of town.
A lot of time.
And you're still with Rings Group, right?
Yeah.
Have you been with them the whole time?
The whole time since 2009,
How awesome is that?
Yeah, 16 years. Crazy, yeah?
Sandy's awesome.
Yeah, she's been great.
Yeah.
Great mentor.
Yeah. And you guys are moved to offices recently, right?
Yes. So we're right down the street actually here now. So we're now located by the Walgreens.
Yeah,
Is
I
that
think it's Walgreens.
Yeah. Across from the old Discover.
Yeah.
Right across from the old
Nice.
Discover, which is going to be New Albany Parks or something like
Sports facilities.
Sportsplex, correct.
Isn't it crazy that building's gone?
All summer long, I kept riding my bicycle up there to see what was going on. I cannot believe it. I mean, they clean that thing extremely fast.
Yeah,
extremely fast.
Just gone. It's you can see it better now that it's winter and leaves are off and stuff.
Yeah.
I feel I'm almost getting used to it. It's kind of like when they cleared that intersection at Central College in 605, where they're going to put the
roundabout. No, wait, Central College in 605.
Yeah, so if you go past.
Oh yeah.
Where they cleared all the trees.
Yes.
When I drove by, I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Crazy looking.
That is insane. Yeah, that spot is weird because now it's just sitting still, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, plant a tree or something like that. It's just like with that fence, it's like, yeah, I can't wait for them to start that project.
Working on it. Yeah, it's going to be really neat. I think to kind of connect the north side of New Albany with kind of the south side, I think it's going to be pretty neat. I've seen some of the plans of it. It looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it looks really cool. I think, New Albany does it right, typically.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
I'm not too worried. I know a lot of people were worried about, more traffic. And, traffic will come. There's no doubt about it, but I think it's going to be very manageable.
Yeah. Really excited about the sport, having young ones excited about the sports complex there.
Yeah, I missed out for my kids. See, that would have been closer to home than me driving across the bridge to make it to the high school. But I think... it's great, right? You kind of can control, neighborhoods and stuff like that way. But also, I think thinking about our kids, yes, it's great. But also for visiting teams, I think it's going to be almost easier to just get into that instead of getting into the school because let's not kid ourselves. When the football team pulls in and stuff like that, that parking lot looks pretty cramped. Yeah. But now to have other sports go to a different location, I think it's going to be a big plus.
It's confusing too for people when they come to New Albany too, because I just think about where the intermediate building is and the tennis courts. Like if you turn too soon, you're not getting to that parking lot. Yeah. Right. You gotta catch the right one. And then when you get back there, I was at a wrestling tournament and I just listening to people come in, like, am I in the right place? I've been to a million buildings. And it is, if you're not familiar with it, it's confusing.
Well, it's one campus, right?
Yeah.
And, as great as it is for us, and, for me in real estate, that's my number one sell thing. Is like, listen, one campus. You're not driving 20 miles to drop one kid and 15 to drop the other one. It's all right there. But for visiting sports team, it can get extremely, extremely confusing, no doubt.
So let's talk about your kids. So you've got two, right?
Yep.
Okay. And how old are they?
So Darby is 29.
I'm asking Dad.
Yeah, so she just got married 2 years ago.
Nice.
And she had so I'm a grandpa now. So
hey.
So last October, Arden Rome is her name, was born. So she's about 12 months now. Yeah, 12, 13. Nice. No, 14 months, excuse me. So
congrats.
Yeah, so she was a school teacher. Well, so she graduated from New Albany. So she's the one that went to school in Sweden, in Germany, and all over the place. And she became a school teacher actually at New Albany, graduated from Dayton University. And then she did that for 6 years. And then now she's been on hold there because she wants to be with her daughter. So right now she's not teaching at the moment. So she lives in Powell. And then my son, Denon, he's 21 now. And he's currently at OSU. So graduated from New Albany
taking
as well.
French.
Yes, that's right. Taking French. Well, it started because he went to a liberal arts school his first year out of college. He went to Denison University over in Granville.
Yep.
And after 1 year there, he's like, I think I'm going to go to OSU. So he's been, last 2 years, he's been at OSU and will be graduating in the spring. Yep.
Nice.
So
what's he studying?
He is studying, it's PR, like public relation, communication.
Okay.
But I'm not sure if it's corporate or sports, but he's doing an internship right now with the Blue Jackets with their PR department. Yeah,
awesome.
Yeah. So,
awesome. That's cool. Yeah. Well, maybe he needs another internship. He can help me out.
Yeah. He could help you out for sure. We talked about it off the air there. Yeah. He's a guy that he's all into, anything that has to do with AI and electronics and media, he's all in on.
I mean, they have to be now, right? Like
it's a completely different world.
Yeah.
And that's when, you told me, it was like, hey, grandpa. That's when I feel like a grandpa because I'm at that guy. I was like, what are you guys talking about?
Yeah.
And it's like, look. And I'm like, it's almost like we're under a rock there for the last 5 years and we just woke up and it's a whole different world. These young people, they get it. It's incredible.
And I know generationally, it always happens. You're like, your parents are like, you young kids, Yeah. But I feel like it's moved really fast.
Too fast.
Yeah.
My wife, she tells me all the time. I mean, sometimes we'll go somewhere and I'll be like, wait, $15 for this? She's like, this is not 19, she's like, this is not 2002 anymore. I was like, that's what it costs. And I was like, really? You don't realize it like I said, it feels like I missed the world for 5 years.
Yeah.
And I just woke up today and I'm like, what just happened, right? Everything that you're going to, like I had to buy a new double oven for my house. And I was like,
$30,000.
Yeah, when we built the house, it was like $3,000 and now it's 30. What happened?
Yeah.
Right? It's unbelievable.
So my son, of course, huge football fan,
Yep.
wants a Jeremiah Smith jersey.
Yep.
Hard to find, apparently.
Yep.
I didn't know that. So my wife's calling around, and she finally finds one at a bookstore on campus. And they didn't have, I guess, whoever's manufacturing the youth is made by a different company than the adult, or however it shook out. But so they're like, well, we can get it, we can order it, and we could have it in a week. This is about a week ago. Do you know how much this jersey was?
So old me would have said, what, $99?
Yeah.
Seems about fair. Now it's probably like $400.
It was $200 and some dollars for this
$200.
jersey.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's not even like stitching like the.
Oh, it's not even like the authentic one.
It's an authentic one, but
Yeah.
it's like a screen printed authentic one.
Yeah. I mean, I believe
Yeah.
it. I mean,
$200
and the only
some
reason I believe it is because I'm at the arena all the time. My son has a bunch of jerseys, and it's like every time he's like, hey, stadium jersey, because they played at OSU at the shoe last year. I love one of those. And I'm like, how much? It's like $400. But hey, the hockey one has long sleeves, so maybe
It's
that's
a little more.
the extra $200 for the sleeves, right? Compared to football. But yeah, and it's an authentic one.
Yeah.
But it's just like it's incredible, like merchandise in sport. How much,
Yeah, imagine if you were playing now, right? Like, or if you were. I guess it's different with NIL in college with hockey, I would assume, than obviously football.
Yeah, I
but-
didn't have to go through the whole college experience with the NIL and no NIL, so it was. I went juniors to pro, so I skipped that part. I didn't
now,
have to deal with it.
Like, I mean, Jeremiah Smith's making more than a lot of NFL wide receivers.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he is, and that's why you see a lot of like 25, 26, 27-year-old college players now, because they're like, I might have it better at the college level, right? I'm not being pushed as much. I'm a superstar. I'm not going to be just starting from scratch. So it's, I mean, they're going to have to control it at some point.
Yeah.
Because I think there's not going to be too much parity with it, from program to program. It's going to be all about the money. But I'm glad that they're getting paid. There's no doubt about it. I just think they should put some kind of cap. And I know nobody wants to hear about salary caps, but at some point you're going to have to control a little bit of it, because the richest program are only going to get better and better. And I'm worried about that bottom half, right?
Yeah.
What is going to happen with these programs?
Yeah, me too. My opinion, like, I shouldn't have an opinion on it because I'm so far removed from it. But I just I worry about the kids too, right?
Yep.
So, I coach a lot of youth sports. I have coached high school sports and currently do, and you're doing it for them, right?
Yep.
So it's for their experience, and I don't know. I just worry about, but you also you hear about the Jeremiah Smiths of the world. That's the top 1%, right?
Yep.
Most of college sports are still the same,
Right.
Yeah,
you see, maybe it's because I'm a former athlete and I think that way. A lot of people are like, oh, that's too much money, too much too soon. It really isn't, because I look at, NBA and NHL. I mean, there's 18 years old coming in and making a couple $1 million, right? And college, you're like a little more mature, right? You're 20, you're 21, you're 22. So I don't think it's too much too soon. I think it's all, each individual is going to react differently to their situation.
Yep.
So now if you have a knucklehead, and he's like, hey, here's $5 million, come play. And he's a knucklehead with the $5 million. With $5 million and without $5 million, he's a knucklehead, right? It's just amplified.
That's right.
It's just amplified. So I don't think that's the problem. My biggest issue is, the parity within college football.
It's who can afford it.
Who can afford it? And you don't want it to become a problem. So that's my biggest concern, more than, the kids are the kids. They're going to do. I don't even know why we call them kids. They're most of them are adults, young adults, right?
Yeah.
So they'll be okay.
I'm still a kid, I guess is why I refer
We
to
all
it.
are. We all are.
I could not have handled any amount of money upon graduating high school. I can tell you that.
Yeah, you
I'd have
could.
gotten in some trouble.
Yeah, but it's okay. But nowadays, it's so hard to, because these kids, I talk with guys that I played with the 25th year anniversary of the Blue Jackets. We talk all the time. It's like, oh my gosh, like, can you believe in 25? Remember this, remember that? And the whole time I'm thinking, I'm glad that was back then, because now there's so much scrutiny on these guys. Like, it doesn't matter what they do, right? Camera, phones. I mean, you can't do anything. So unfortunately, you have to kind of grow up a little faster than you used to.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, let's not kid ourselves. You ask any 50-year-old out there what they did at 21 versus what their kids are doing. Their kids can't get away with half of it,
No,
right?
It's very different.
I mean, it's incredible, right? So it's kind of like one of these things where I'm so glad that I had to, I got a chance to really enjoy myself and not have to worry about being on the front page of the newspaper for something like stupid.
Yeah.
No, if you break the law, you break the law. That's a completely different story. But, a guy I don't remember. I was watching a story in the hockey again. A guy, like, the team lost 4-2 and the plane landed and a bunch of guys went to this bar. They weren't even drinking. They were just eating, having chicken wings. Like, oh, look like this guy doesn't care about his team losing. He's out in a bar eating.
He can't eat?
It's like, you can't eat? Like, seriously? You can't relax? I mean, you're a human being, right? You're an individual. You think like my life is just like hockey, or football. It's like, I'm still allowed to have like a life, whether we won or lost, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So that kind of drives me crazy a little bit.
Well, fans, man, fanatics. Like, and is there anything quite like Ohio State fanatics around the country?
And it's great. Okay. I'd compare it to, there's other sports, like, depending on the fan base that are, but like in, Montreal is the Montreal Canadiens. It doesn't matter from January 1st to December 31st, middle of July, nothing happening. They're talking about the Canadiens, just like we talk about OSU here. But, it gets out of hand, right? Like, what was it last week? That kick that got missed, and this guy's getting online threats. Like, really?
Yep.
Like,
as soon as he missed it, that's the first thing popped in my head is like, this poor kid.
It's a sport.
Yeah.
It's a sport. Like, and I was like, oh man, that sucks. Well, I'm fine. Oh yeah, you should have made it. That's fine. But now, like, death threats because you missed a kick.
Yeah.
First, like, right?
It's crazy.
So that, to me, like, that's the era where I was like, I'm so glad I'm out of it just because of that stuff. Because I would have gone nuts.
Yeah, I mean, the Blue Jackets are under some scrutiny. I'm not going to pretend to be a hockey fan. I'm like, not that I don't like hockey, but never really got into it. But maybe, I don't know, being in Columbus, like, so I graduated high school in 2004. Came to school here. Yeah, And I remember going to Blue, like, I'm in the big city now. So I going to Blue Jackets games. I used to love going to them. Not that I went to a ton, but and I've always kind of followed, just see how they're doing. And they've had some success, right? But as of late, it's kind of been a struggle.
It's been a little bit of a struggle. This year is, it's an odd year, to be honest with you. You look at the standings as of yesterday, so it's 82 game schedule, right?
Yeah.
So it's completely different in football. But you're only like 4 points out of playoffs. It's really not that bad.
Okay,
right?
yeah.
So the Eastern Conference, which is where the Columbus Blue Jackets are, is so tight right now. Every night, a team moves up 2 space, another team comes down 4, and another. I mean, that's how tight it's been, and I've not seen that probably in the last 10, 15 years. That is how tight it is. And the reason for it is there's a lot of injuries because in February there's a big break, 3-week break for the Olympics. So what's happening is a lot of injuries and the games are as tightly contested as they ever been.
Yeah.
Within a regular season. So scrutiny, yes, because the Blue Jackets kind of let a lot of leads evaporate, but you still pick up a point. And those little points that you pick up losing in overtime, let's call them loser points. at the end of the season, it doesn't matter, right? So you're still
Doesn't matter where they came from.
Yeah, you're still accumulating points. So I think it's more of the fashion that the Blue Jackets has been losing games that puts them under scrutiny more than the overall performance. Now, has it been perfect? Absolutely not. But right now, that's why we're not seeing any trades in the NHL right now, because literally, I would say 27 of the 32 teams think they have a chance to get in the playoff. That's how tight. And we're past Thanksgiving. You never see that.
That's good for the sport.
It's great for the sport. And again, right, salary cap, right? People don't want to hear about it, but there is a salary cap in hockey, and, you know, baseball doesn't have one. That's why the Dodgers run away with it every year. And, you know, you can have a lucky team to have a Cinderella season to catch up here and there, but it makes it much harder. Correct.
Yeah. It's interesting to see, like, because it's so new to Columbus, like, I'd like to talk a little bit about, like, youth. So the States clearly at a disadvantage than Canada, you know, with as much hockey as there is up there. But, you know, it's growing so much here in the States. Talk about youth and the importance of youth and you know, how that, like how has the Blue Jackets affected youth hockey here in Columbus, Ohio?
Incredible effect.
Yeah.
I mean, when I first came to Columbus in 2000, when you were a freshman in high school, thanks for making me feel old. I believe there was like 4 or 5 high school team. That's it. And now, I mean, there's probably 15, 16.
Yeah.
You look at just like the sport in general, like, you know, like registration. The Blue Jackets have a program called, it's called, I'm trying to think the name. Hockey. It's not Hockey is for Everyone. It's through the Blue Jackets like foundation.
Yeah.
They have a program where they'll equip your kid, girl or boy, head to toe with hockey equipment, and it's literally $200, and you'll get all these sessions to try out hockey.
Wow.
And now they have the Blue Jackets Hockey League with all these young kids that tried it, loved it, and are playing. So now you're starting to see some local players from the Columbus area making it to the NHL, right?
Yeah.
The Sean Corrales, Jack Roslovic. We had, Cole Sillinger was born in Columbus, didn't grow up playing here necessarily, but Connor Murphy played his hockey here as well. So there's a lot of young talent coming from Columbus, from Arizona. I mean, like, who would have thought?
Yeah.
You know, like, you think about some of the biggest stars, right? Matthew Nyes, Austin Matthews. They grew up in Arizona and picked up hockey.
It's crazy.
Right? So what's happening? Yes, Canada was great, but now the United States is just as good, if not better, than Canada at hockey, because obviously volume.
Be careful.
Yeah, I know, it's scary, right? You have a lot of athletes that now decide to play hockey. It's not like, hey, I'm a football player and I'll play hockey on the side. They're dedicating themselves to the sport. So that's why you're looking at it on a global level. The U.S. is much better than it ever has been, because I remember, like, even college hockey. I remember when I played junior, I remember talking to some colleges, and I was not eligible to play college because I played junior. They considered professional. That was before NIL.
Yeah.
Which it was not professional, but somehow they called it professional. Nobody in their right mind would want to go play college hockey. Because I remember my first year professional, I remember we'd play and guys would be on the other teams like, he's a college guy. Like, literally, that was the talk in the locker room.
Yeah.
College guy, just abuse him. It doesn't matter. That's how bad it was. And now the preferred way to get to the NHL is playing college hockey.
Interesting.
So it just shows you how much it's grown. Not only you have more American players, those American players are getting better and better and better. And now on the national stage, you know, you watch the Four Nations Cup last season. Who was in the final? It was Canada, U.S. Yes, Canada won, but it was extremely tight. Now you got the Olympics this year. It's going to be interesting to see who's going to win, because if you look at the squads, Team USA is a better team than Team Canada.
Interesting.
And the young talent, most of them are American now, not Canadian.
Yeah.
So the growth for the sport in the U.S. has been it's been spectacular. People in Canada don't want to hear that, honestly.
I bet.
But, Gary Bettman, who gets booed wherever he goes, he's the commissioner of the NHL, has done a fantastic job of growing the sports in the United States. And it's not about just growing the viewership, but growing the grassroots programs around it. So wherever a team is, they set up, leagues and foundations to help younger players, young athletes to get into the game because it's not cheap. That's the biggest problem. By the time your kid's in high school, a pair of skate is $1,000.
Yep.
A hockey sticks is like $350.
It's crazy.
And I mean, you watch the games. I mean, they break sticks left and right. And as a parent, you're like, oh, there goes $350. Oh, there goes. As in, basketball's like, hey, pair of shoes.
Yeah.
I mean,
they give you a uniform. And,
if my son, he's 6'5", if he picked up basketball, I honestly would have broke about even if I bought him a limited edition Jordans for every single game in practice compared to playing hockey.
Yeah.
Just because the cost is incredible.
Yeah.
So having NHL teams like the Blue Jackets, the McConnell Foundation, the owners of Blue Jackets, yesterday, they just had a thing for high school hockey where they give money to all the programs. And I was involved with the New Albany hockey team here when it started for the first 5 years. And I remember those grants helped us a lot.
That's awesome.
To kind of alleviate the cost off of the parents. Because that's the other thing. Football practice, you go to the schoolyard and, you don't need to rent the stadium.
Yeah.
Right? You just go and practice on grass. Basketball's the same thing. Tennis, the facilities are there. For hockey, for every hour, you're paying $350.
Yep.
Right? So $350 for 1 hour of practice. You're practicing, let's say 3 times a week.
Yeah, it's not a lot.
It's $1,000 right there, right?
Yeah.
And then you have over the course of a whole season, you're looking at about, let's call it $20,000 in cost
for not a lot of time
for the team. You don't have equipment, you don't have jerseys.
Yeah.
It's just to be able to practice.
Yeah.
So that's the biggest issue with hockey is just the cost.
Yeah. So if you got somebody who wants to play hockey, you got a kid that what's your advice to a young hockey player? Let's say a middle school age kid. What advice do you have for them?
Learn to skate. I mean, it all starts with skating. Yeah. I started with figure skating. I figure skate my first year before playing hockey.
Really?
Just to understand how to control my edges, pivots and all that stuff. That is the key. I truly believe that, the brain can do a lot of things together, but it would be putting a hockey stick in a kid's hand and skates at the same time is kind of like telling a kid, hey, I want you to run before learning how to walk.
Yeah.
That is literally the same exact thing. Not only you want to be able to be comfortable, right?
Yeah.
On the ice first, and then you can put a stick and a puck in their hands. When you put it all together right away, it's too much for the brain to process because they're not going to enjoy it. It's going to be like, I'm falling. I can't shoot the puck like, Kirill Marchenko or Zach Werenski. So I'm going to give up. So it's very unique, but it starts with skating. Skate, and then you move on to the actual hockey part of it.
I would assume hockey's like other youth sports where parents are crazy, coaches are crazy.
Yeah.
Everybody's going to the NHL.
Yes.
And they're spending money to do it.
Yes.
You said something early on that was kind of refreshing, which is you're the way that your parents were, school.
Yep.
You could be passionate about hockey, but it's that's not your focus wasn't to go make it to the NHL, right?
No, and don't get me wrong. Of course, you dream about it, but until I was probably 18 years old, I never really thought about it.
Yeah.
And, at 18 is when, so your 17-year-old year is what they call your draft year because the minute you turn 18, you can't get drafted. And I remember I got drafted and I was like, now maybe there's a chance. But even when you get drafted, think about it, probably 1% of the guys that get drafted end up playing in the NHL on a regular basis.
Yep.
You're still not even close to
great,
it, right?
I got drafted.
But once I got drafted, I was like, okay, maybe I can take it a little bit more seriously, right? Now really start training and do everything I can to like sign a professional contract. Because it's like, first you got to get drafted. Then you got to sign your contract, because once the team owns your right, they don't have to sign you. A lot of guys that are drafted go unsigned. Yeah. Then now you have to, get a professional contract. Then you go to the minors. And then in the minors, there's all these leagues. So you have to, it's a grind every single time. So sometimes you see guys and they got drafted and you think the road's over. Right? It's just beginning, right? So, for me, for my parents, it was always about school. School. And, hockey is just a hobby. And I was one of the rare kids that never missed school. Like, it didn't matter what. If we had a tournament out of town, my parents were like, sorry, Jean Luc's not going to be there for the first 2 games because he's got school. Wow. So they were extremely strict about it. Yeah. And, but, to me, it was, I understood that. And I knew if my grades weren't where they need to be, I probably would have to miss a couple of games or practice. Do
you think that a lot of that come from like your parents having immigrated? Like, do you think that
probably? I think probably their background too. Both of them were, went to school and university and graduated, and I did not. So I'm kind of like,
sorry, mom and dad.
Yeah, I'm kind of like the odd guy out there because of my path, but I think. You just want the best for your kids. Yeah, that's the bottom line, right? It doesn't matter what it is. You want the best for your kids, and I think that's the way they looked at it. And it's the same way I looked at my kids now.
I was going to say, yeah. So you said your son played.
Yep.
Did your daughter play?
No.
Okay, no. So your son played. So how did you navigate that?
So he played through high school, and then after high school went to Denison. He actually played at Denison as well. Okay. But see, he's a different breed. I think he knew right away. He's like, hey, I'm not going to be a professional. And so, and he is really good at school.
Yeah,
so
there you go.
To me, it was like, all right, man, use your brain.
Don't beat up your body.
That is your path. Yeah, you don't need to go. And it can be scary. When your kid has a concussion here and there, which is very common in sports now, you're starting to think like, okay, I had a few concussions myself. They're not fun. At your age, this might not be the best thing for you. Focus on school. So it was pretty easy for him to follow that path. And then, my daughter, she never really was like, she was extremely aggressive. Like if we played street hockey, she would whack your legs right off of it. So I'm glad I didn't put her on the ice because she probably would have been somewhat like me. But for her, it was, she was just a good student as well. So I never had to, really make a decision with my kids like, hey, man, maybe you should think about that. So it's been pretty easy.
Yeah. That's interesting because, man, I just see parents just driving their kids and just.
Yeah. I mean, listen, would everybody love for their kids to be a pro athlete? There's no doubt about it. Yes. But, you have to be realistic.
For sure.
And honestly, I remember when I coached the first 5 years here at New Albany, that's when I realized how unrealistic a lot of people can be.
Yeah.
Because you just see the best in your kids, right?
100%.
You see the best in your
kids. It's
hard
to be.
And until you've been through it yourself, right, you don't realize how hard it is. Yeah. And, like for me, looking at my kids, like I was like, dude, I just want you to play hockey and I want you to have fun with it because you're going to create some relationships that are going to last you a lifetime.
Yeah, for sure.
And, good life lessons. But I never looked at it as, come on, man, you're going pro, right? So it's, but if you haven't been through it, you don't know any better. So you're like, hey, there's a chance.
So many things have to go right. You know what I mean?
So many things have to go right.
The genetics have to be there. The timing has to be right. You've got to stay healthy. There's so
and you don't want to burn out the kids too, right? That's the other thing. Now people are so focused on one sport, and that's what I always tell people is like even for football, right? I talk to a lot of former NFL guys or college guys. And they don't put their kids in tackle football when they're kids. They're like, no, absolutely. I've been through it. It's the worst thing for a kid, right? But then you have some sixth grader talking, in tackle football, and the parents think they're going to be like an all-time like pro linebacker. And it's like, you know what I mean? They're like, no, flag football, baseball.
Do it all.
Have them, how could I say? Have them work on multiple skills, right?
Yeah.
Like, eye-hand coordination with tennis or whatever that may be, or baseball. And then, basketball for explosion. That's the best way.
That's what
and the kids don't get bored.
Yeah.
Because for me growing up, it was soccer all summer long. And then once September came, I'd go in the basement, grab my hockey stick and my equipment and be like, okay, now it's hockey season.
That's awesome.
But I was looking forward to the next sport, to the next season.
Yeah. And it's that is getting ruined. And I talk about this a lot because I'm obviously passionate about it. But yeah, like my experience was I went out and played baseball, right? And then you put that away and you go on to the next sport, whatever that may be. And then you go to football, right? And then you go to your winter sports, like you go to basketball. For me, like that, like, that's just what you did. And it wasn't until like later on in high school where it's like, okay, maybe I'm not gonna, for me, as short as I am, no more basketball. Not that I was ever a big part of what I did, but you're just going to do football and track. Like that's what you're going to do. But yeah, not like even at the young age, there's kids that like, so I'm passionate. I ran track in college. So I love track and field. Do a youth track program in the summers. And it's like, you have to do it around baseball because baseball rules here. So it's like, you can't do it in the spring. You got to wait till baseball's done. But even then, like kids they're just one sport all year round, maybe two. And it's like, then it's this challenge of like, is my kid going to fall behind? He's not going to be competitive because it's madness.
It is absolute madness. I was talking to orthopedic surgeon was telling me that he has parents coming with kids that are not fully developed yet, try to get Tommy John surgery.
That's crazy.
At 14 years old.
It is wild.
It's like, oh, Tommy John, can we get Tommy John? I was like, what's wrong? Nothing, but they just know that you will throw harder if it's done. And hey, it's done. And it's like, think about it. This is not a professional team. This is a parent that's like, I'm going to do an elective surgery on my son for 20 grand just so he can
let
throw
alone
harder.
The health risks.
Yeah. Just so he can throw harder. Right.
That's wild.
But it's like, that's being delusional.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but I'm ready to bet you that no professional baseball player is getting their 14-year-old at surgery.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Because they've been through it. You understand? So you don't know until you know, but that's the way, unfortunately, youth sport can become, right? Because all these coaches are telling these kids now, hey, if you want to be a serious baseball player, you should play baseball all winter. Right.
Yeah.
And so now these parents was like, well, coach thinks you should just play baseball. So now they stop playing another sport. And now we're just developing one sport kids or whatever instead of like just athletes.
And again, like the kids, like their experience is what I worry about. And it's just like,
they get burnt out. By the time they're 15, they're like, I do not want to see another hockey puck or I don't want to see another basketball because that's what I've been doing 12 months a year for the last 7 years. It's like, give me something else to do.
Yeah, I don't want to do the same thing for a few days in a row, let alone a couple of years.
Exactly.
Well, Jean Luc, I appreciate it, man. We're about an hour in. I want to finish with unless there's something else you want to talk about.
No.
Okay.
I think we covered a lot.
Yeah, man. I always feel like I need to do multiple episodes with people because, like, the first episode, like, we're just getting to know each other, and like I feel like we could dive into some specifics that would be like really fun. But I always like to finish like this is a New Albany hyperlocal podcast, so just maybe some like things that you enjoy about New Albany. Like, what's your? Maybe we'll do some rapid fire here. As a real estate agent, what's your favorite neighborhood?
Oh gosh, it depends. Like for myself.
Like if like let's say like what do you think is like the most unique or like ideal neighborhood in New Albany to live in?
The most ideal. See, that's hard as a real estate agent because it depends what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So everybody has a different different needs.
For sure.
For me, it would be really hard to say what's the most ideal.
Yeah, because like some people want to walk to market.
Yeah.
Like that's important to them.
Yep.
Some people kind of want to be away.
Yeah.
That's me.
That's me. Yeah. That's me.
Yeah. All right. What's your favorite? This is a hot topic in New Albany always because we need more restaurants. We need more restaurants. What's your favorite place to go eat in New Albany?
In New Albany? Probably Fox in the Snow is my spot. I love their breakfast sandwiches. As far as food, like it's, I don't mind there's a pizza. What's the pizza place there?
Mellow Mushroom.
Mellow Mushroom.
Yeah.
I like their pizza.
Yeah.
But I don't eat out all that much, honestly. But but I would love to see like a steakhouse or some kind of steakhouse in New Albany.
Yeah, we'll see what's coming. I mean, they're developing all over the place.
I think
agree.
we need more food options.
Yeah.
We definitely need more food options. I'm not a big fast food guy, so it's like, like the Taco Bell and the McDonald's where it's like nobody's going for dinner. It's nice when you need something quick, but like to go to a nice dinner,
Yeah, the kids love mellow mushrooms, so that's definitely a staple.
Yeah, I
for
like their
us.
pizza. Yeah, it's good pizza.
Wait,
that's it?
Yeah, I mean,
2 questions?
Yeah. Oh, you want more? I can give you more.
I was getting ready for a banger here.
You were ready for a big one, huh?
Favorite car wash? Moo, no doubt.
Favorite car wash?
Oh my gosh, I love it.
Yeah?
But that place is awesome.
All right.
It's so quick.
Yeah, it is.
So quick, and they're everywhere. It doesn't matter where I am in the state. I just find one pop in.
Moo.
Oh, love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what? Wait, on 62? That's not a Moo up there, is it?
Yeah, it is.
It is.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
All right. Like just past the Dairy Queen.
Yeah, just past the Dairy Queen. There's one, and there's another one. I think actually there's one at the Circle too. Hamilton. Hamilton Circle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hamilton Quarters or whatever they call
Quarters.
it.
Yeah.
Favorite ice cream.
Oh my gosh, no doubt. It's I like Johnson, but I'm a big Wits guy.
Really?
Oh my God.
I'm the opposite.
Really?
I love Johnson's.
I love Johnson. I'm a big Wits guy. Lately, I've been on the Wits kick.
Wits.
They have these frozen one you can buy and take home with you. It's like a parfait.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh, they're so good. Dangerous, but
dangerous.
That's right.
What else could I do? Favorite park, like place to go, walk, hang out?
The dog park over at Rocky Fork.
Rocky Fork,
yeah. I'm not far from there. I love it. They have the trail. You can ride your bikes. You can walk. You can run. And then they have a great dog park. And then they have, you can do everything there.
Yeah, that one loop is like almost a perfect mile. I feel like.
Yeah, it's absolutely fantastic.
I like to take my dog off they have that off leash section.
Yeah.
So I've got a sport dog. He lives he just disappears. He just goes.
It's great. The pickleball park is also a place I love.
Play pickleball.
Yeah, I'll play pickleball here and there.
All right.
Yeah. I love all sports. I golf. I do everything.
That's good.
I love it. Yeah.
You scratch golfer?
Nope. I hit it long, but I'm not a scratch golfer. I'm not. But I love golf. I golf all summer as well. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Golf
is frustrating.
It is.
I cannot hit the ball off the tee.
It
straight.
is a fantastic mental relief, but it also stresses you out.
Yes.
It's kind of like life, right? You try to just control your breathing is the key. And I never realized it because, there I am. I was like, so I can hit a puck being chased by 230 pounds men coming at me at 20 miles an hour.
With bad intentions.
With bad intention, and I have no problem, but I can't hit this white thing that's sitting still in the grass with no pressure, right?
With the sun out. And,
but it just is incredible how much, until you see yourself on camera, you don't realize how much movement is in your swing until you really look at it and say, wait, control your breathing and just focus on the one thing that is not moving, which is that ball. It just shows you how the brain can be really messed up.
Oh, I know, because I've missed it. It's like, how did I just do that?
Yeah, you get ahead of yourself. Yeah, that's what I love about golf.
Yeah. That's what I don't like about golf. No, I do. I don't mind it. I just don't play enough. I feel like maybe when I get to a point where my kids are, I'll have more time to do that.
See, my son hated golf throughout high school. And then at the end of his high school career, I was like, dude, you should really pick up golf. Let's give it another try. And now he plays 5 days a week.
Oh, nice.
In the summer. Yeah, he plays all the time.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's great. He playing Scarlet and Gray?
No, he hasn't been there yet.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
No, he has not.
I've played Gray a few times.
Yeah, I've played Scarlet a few times.
I think Gray's the easier one.
Yeah, I played Scarlet with some what is it called? The tour right below the PGA there. I forgot the name of it.
It'll come to me.
Anyway, they have the nationwide tournament. So sometimes they'll have us.
You'll go play?
Yeah, I'll go play it with some of those guys, and I'm like, dude, you're not even on the PGA, but you are so good. I mean, the difference between a PGA and, we talk about mental skills.
Yeah.
I played last summer with Jason Day and one of his buddies that's on that tour right below. And we played the whole round with them over at Double Eagle. And I looked at them at the end of the round and I was like, so what's the difference between the PGA guy and the non-PGA guy? And there's like, playing here, nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is nothing. Like, they are just as good. They can do whatever they want with the ball. But now you add pressure, different conditions, stress.
That's the difference.
It's between the ears. It is not physical. I mean, no, you do have some freaks, right? But like mentally, that's what makes the great that great. It's just mentally, they're just even keel. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is. It's, man, you like go to Muirfield and watch that, the memorial.
Yeah.
It is. I'll never forget watching Tiger hit the ball off the tee.
Yeah.
Back when he was in his prime.
Yeah.
And I think I was like, just moved here to go to college and go to that and watch him hit. It was insane.
Yeah.
Like,
and you change the game, right? With the physical preparation, but also the mental preparation is what these guys, it's incredible. Because if you look at every Corn Ferry Tour, I think it's called, isn't it? Corn Ferry is the tour ability PGA. If you look at those guys' statistic and a PGA guy statistic in a practice session, they all hit it just as long. They
crazy.
can put as much spin, but now you put them in game condition. Some guys can do it and some guys can't do it.
wow.
That's literally the only difference.
That's amazing.
And it's the same thing with pretty much every sport, to be honest with you. But in golf, it's even worse because we, everyday men and women, get to try it and realize that.
That's what I love about Pat McAfee, having kids kick field goals.
Right.
Like, it's not that easy.
Yeah, it's not that easy, right? But it's so much fun to. That's what I love the most about golf is just the mental part and the grind, and it's like, gosh.
Where's your favorite place to play here, Columbus?
Oh boy, favorite place to play.
Can't be Double Eagle.
Double Eagle's hard.
Yeah.
I played, actually, you know what? I like the golf club here in Albany.
Yeah.
It's a great spot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I played this summer as well. I like that. The place I play the most is Kinsale.
Okay.
Over in Powell is the place I play the most. But my favorite course in Columbus, I wouldn't say I have one, honestly.
Yeah.
It's not Muirfield, I can tell you that. Every time I play Muirfield, I play Muirfield right before the tournament. And it's like it's in basically in the course conditions are, that everything is taller and thicker.
Oh yeah.
And when you go play at your, country club or your, public course and the ball's in the rough and you think that's rough,
It's not.
it is not.
Yeah.
I went to when I played Muirfield last year, right before the tournament, I had a ball. I was probably 110 yards, right? I hit a perfect drive and it just rolled into the rough. And I'm thinking, I was like, okay, I crushed that. Par 4, I got about 140 yards. And I'm like, I'm just going to take my 9-iron because that's what I usually use out of rough, 140. I mean, I got everything I could out of that ball.
40 yards.
It's, literally. It looked like a knuckleball came out. And I'm like, how is that possible?
Yeah.
People have no idea until you actually play on course condition. That's when you realize the stress, right? Now you got to keep it in the fairway because if it's not in the fairway, you cannot hit it out of there.
The margin of error is so small.
Yeah. So imagine like a U.S. Open or something like that when it's ridiculous. So that's when I'm like, I could never do that for a living. Never.
No, it would. Yeah, I couldn't either. I can't play with my friends watching me. I'm nervous. So let alone a crowd.
Right? You're playing a little match play with your buddies.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, right.
It's a scramble.
This putt's only for $50 and then you're just stressed out. And I imagine, it's to keep your tour card, right?
Yeah.
Like.
So this is a $3 million putt here.
The way of living for your family and, set up your kids forever is like, oh, now you got a 10-foot putt and it's easy, right?
Yeah.
Right? He's made, let's say, 75% of those and you're thinking, but then stress comes in. You're not breathing right.
You're a college kicker getting hate mail for missing a field goal.
That's crazy. Yeah. That's sad. That's actually really sad.
So speaking of football, we got to talk about Sharon Moore. How crazy.
That is insane.
So just more and more keeps coming out. So wait, well, let me back up. Are you an Ohio State fan? Outside of hockey, what's your favorite sport?
Outside golf.
Okay.
Yeah, golf.
So do you watch a lot of golf?
Love watching
Okay.
golf. Yeah.
All right.
Follow a lot of golfers. I watch college football. I wouldn't say I'm an Ohio State fan, but I don't have an allegiance to any team. I
Yeah.
just love watching great games.
Yep.
Right? So if Ohio State's playing Grambling State, I'm not watching it.
Yeah.
Right? And an Ohio State fan would watch it because they just want to watch their team.
For sure.
I like to watch top teams play against top teams. Right?
Yeah.
So when Ohio State played Texas, I watched it.
Yeah.
When Ohio State played Indiana, I watched it. But the rest of the game, and I don't want to say that in a bad way, but it's like if I already know what the final results is going to be, why would I sit and watch, right? And waste 3 hours of my time that I could be on the golf course or, with my wife and kids and stuff like that. Now, if it's a big game, you better believe I'm watching it. So the Michigan game, watched it as well, right? Just because historic. But so that's why I say I'm not an Ohio State fan, just because it doesn't matter who's on TV. Good game, I'm watching it.
Yeah, for sure. I'm the same way, and I consider myself an Ohio State fan. But I don't know. It's usually in the early season. Yeah, a lot of those games I don't watch.
Yeah, I'm not tweeting death threats to guys that miss kicks, right?
It's insane.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
But this Michigan coach thing is, oh my gosh, it is absolutely insane.
It is. It's the Ohio State fan in me is excited to watch Michigan burn, but the coach in me is like these kids, man, these young men.
This is their mentor.
Yeah,
right?
for sure. I just think about everybody involved in the program who's going to be affected by this one guy's stupid decision.
It's insane. How it just shows you how fast you can go from top of the mountain to you can dig yourself a hole big enough for people to forget about you, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And that's what happened with that situation. But every day more details are coming out about it. So let's see in a week what happens.
Yeah, I wonder. So I find myself wondering. You've got this coach who not really many people know who he is, right? And he's been coaching for a while, and then all of a sudden, thrown in the spotlight. I have no experience with that, but I'm sure that's it has to be challenging, right? So people start treating you differently, interacting with you. You've got to question, are they are relationships genuine? Or does somebody want something from me? Those things have to it's got to completely change your perspective.
Yeah, it does. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
And a lot of times when an athlete or a personality retires, they miss. It's almost like a drug, right?
Yeah.
It's I'm getting attention. I love it. And then all of a sudden it's gone. But also you have to know how to handle it, right?
Yeah.
And listen, Michigan's a big program. I don't care what anybody says about it. It's a big program.
Oh, yeah.
So if my head coach, right, and I'm going in people's living room at 18 years old and I'm saying, hey, you're going to get $5 million, but you need to know how to behave because all this fame is going to try to change you. If I'm the head coach, I should be able to handle it, right?
You would think.
Because as a parent, I'm looking at him as my mentor.
Yeah.
You're going to be an example for my kid. And now it comes out that you can't even handle it yourself, right? Because you went from assistant, offensive coordinator to head coach. And now you're living your life like you're a Rolling Stone or whatever it is with a wife and kids at home. And you just showed that you can handle it. If I'm a parent or a kid, I'm seriously thinking what am I doing here?
Yeah.
Right. Because
it's going to,
you're 39 and I'm 21 and I figured it out before you.
It's going to be mass exodus there. It's got to be.
This is bad. This is
bad.
not a fun situation.
No, it's not. I don't think it's good for the sport. I don't think it's good for the athletes. There's nothing good about it. But man, is Ohio State loving it.
Oh, yes. They're loving it. The
relishing
memes are out. And, I saw the Coldplay meme with him there. That's my favorite one so far.
That's really good. I saw one AI generated of him high-fiving the former basketball coach who hit the kid.
Wait.
Michigan's former basketball coach got fired for something.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it's them high-fiving each other.
Gosh. That's crazy. Oh, boy.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not good.
Yeah. Well, sometimes, we talked about social media and all the, people like texting and filming everything, and you have no privacy.
None whatsoever.
Sometimes there's good things that come out of it, because as sad as it is, if I'm a parent, I'd rather it come out now than in
For
5
sure.
years from now, and see all the toxic stuff that were within the program while your kid was there, and find out too late.
Later.
Now it came out right away.
Well, and who knows? 10 years ago, does anybody learn about it? You know what I mean?
No, I mean, look at the whole Joe Paterno thing with
Yes.
at Penn State, right? I mean, if the Joe Paterno thing or whatever happened with that program happened in the 2010s, 2020s, that thing would have come out after 2 months.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But now that thing was buried, and you could bury it easily because nobody was talking, and there was no social media. So there's some good, there's some bad. Unfortunately, a lot of bad comes out of it, but it's for the greater good in some way.
I think
that makes
so.
sense.
Yeah, no, I think so. So how did you navigate that with your kids? So your kids are a little older than mine, but my 7th grader does not have a cell phone, and he really wants a cell phone.
Yeah.
And we talked a little bit, I think, before on air about your no phones in the kitchen.
Yeah.
He's getting it's getting harder and harder to keep to fend him off. So you're 21. Your 21-year-old had to navigate having a phone in school, I would imagine, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's fine. He had a phone early on. I think we shut off data for a little bit. In the house, you can control everything with the Wi-Fi and stuff like that. So, I mean, at the end of the day, he's going to have it. I think. Yeah. No, I'm not going to give you parental tips. Right?
Yeah. Please do.
It's not my place. But I think 7th grade. So he's about to enter high school almost, right?
Yes.
It's about time. See, for me, it was great for communication for my kids. If I had to pick him up at the arena and stuff like that, that was like, hey, phone is for communication only, right? My daughter, we started her with a flip phone. She hated it.
That's awesome.
It's like, everybody has a smartphone. I was like, oh, you get a flip phone. And then when my son came, then, flip phone just basically stopped existing. So we got him a regular phone. So she was jealous about it, but it's all good. So I think every situation is different.
Yeah.
There's no right age, but I wouldn't worry about it necessarily, because one way or another, if your kid wants to find trouble, they'll find trouble.
For sure.
It doesn't matter if they have a phone or
not.
if they do not, to be honest with you. That's the way I look at it. So that would probably be.
Vinny will be happy to hear this.
Yeah. And I'm, not trying to pump him up, but if he's a good kid, he deserves it, and it's okay. As long as you keep it consistent among all kids,
well, it's all
good.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah, because you can't go, hey, 7th grader, here's a phone, and then
5th grader,
3rd grader, hey, it's your time, right? Make them look forward to the next step. That would be the key.
I like keeping things unfair for them, because life's not fair. So
well, that is a fact. That is like I said, right? Daughter, she had a flip phone at first, and she hated it, but her and my son, they're like 9 years apart, 8 years apart. So it was a little bit of a different era.
For sure.
So yes, it wasn't fair, but it was that's just the way it happened.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, I think about, so my 7th grader, what is technology going to be like for my 1st grader when she's in 7th grade?
Oh, it's going to, I mean, by the
she'll
time
she'll have a robot.
Yeah, by the time your 1st grader is in 5th grade, it might be mandatory for her to have a phone.
Probably.
Right?
Yeah.
The school might say, hey, every kid needs to have a smartphone.
Yeah.
Because that's what we use, right?
Yep.
Who knows? Yeah. So you never know.
It's crazy.
Yep.
Crazy. Hey, we got to do it again sometime, man.
Yeah.
Had a lot of fun.
All right. Pleasure.
I appreciate your time.
My pleasure to be on.
All right.
And we'll talk soon.
Sounds good.
All right.
Be sure to follow us on social media for news, updates, everything that's happening in New Albany. You can visit whitefencelivingpodcast.com. Look forward to seeing you on the next episode of White Fence Living.
What I love about New Albany is the holiday tree lighting.
I love the Heights Center.
The walkability and convenience.
My favorite part of New Albany is you.